Are you worried AI is going to take over your music production? Tempo maps are probably a good way to make sure that your music has a very human feel. Yes, I'm sure you're still worried. So am I. But I think that the things that interface the most with nature are going to be the things that are not successfully taken over by AI, where technology meets nature, where humans meet nature. Humans are, in fact, nature. So that's indeed one of the places where AI can't yet interlock with completely. Did I use AI to edit my draft for this? No, not for this one. On principle, I did not. Full disclosure, I do use AI to write my captions, just not my scripts. So the most human elements are going to be the most unrepeatable by AI. Examples in construction, where someone has to connect a new structure to an old one or connect a new structure to nature. AI can't feel what that is. Only a human can. Tiling around corners in your kitchen remodel. Plumbing, perhaps the most connected to nature, or at least nature's call. Woodworking, real handiwork. Even if you're someone who's building a structure out of 3D printed materials, there's still something that has to interface with the natural elements around it. What about music? Okay, tempo, breath, groove. These are the most human elements of all, in music at least. Okay, pitch, tone, touch as well. But right now we're just going to talk about groove and feel. You've spent hours, days, months working on your groove, at least probably. Hopefully you have, with a metronome. Without the metronome, you've recorded yourself, you play with other folks, you mold it to fit each other's groove tendencies. One of you gets excited, the other one follows, or the other one holds it down. There's this delightful pull and push. Sometimes everyone goes faster or slower. It's the most human experience in music of all. The tempo, the groove, the feel. Let's say you go in the studio with your band and you want to record your song. Your engineer pushes record. Hypothetically, there's no click, just everyone playing together. Now, this can be absolutely magical if you know what you're going to play, if you know how you're going to make it sound like you want to, or if you've prepared to accept any glitches or details that happen as a part of the process, and you leave them there. But what happens with modern recording technology now is, say you like how something sounded one place, but now you want to cut it out and put it somewhere else. But the tempo isn't the same because you were playing live. Yes, you can stretch the audio and make it fit. And we've all heard those dance remixes of popular songs where they alter the tempo and even the key to fit the dance remix. But they never sound quite right, do they? The singer's inflections and the vibrato, they sound robotic. There's too much or too little sound compressed or stretched into not enough space. Like butter spread over too much bread, Bilbo Baggins. As an aside, all this modern editing convenience makes it easy to fix fundamental problems. As a trained percussionist, I have spent years, decades even, working on both tempo and groove. Yes, those are two separate skills that are interdependent on one another. And as a singer and a timpanist, I have spent even more time on pitch, intonation, and purposeful variations thereof. With all these things, you must first learn to obey the metronome, have meticulous subdivisions, and deadly accurate intonation. It is only once you have a handle on those that you can break the rules. Modern editing tools make it easy to skip this arduous and necessary journey of a musician, but forego these at your own peril. More on this another day. For today, we're just going to talk about tempo maps. So in modern times, most people, most artists choose to get their average tempo for the whole song and put a click on and play to that click from the beginning and stay there. Sometimes they even go so far as to quantize everything so it all fits on a grid, all of your subdivisions. We'll save the quantization discussion for another day, though. They do this so that you can cut and paste whatever, wherever you want in the song. That potential for endless possibility of arrangement actually makes your tempo and your song feel dull and lifeless, all for the sake of being able to chop it up and splice it somewhere else. What have you lost in real musicality in exchange for editing convenience? What can you do instead? Especially if you want that live feel, but you're recording remotely, or you're recording all the parts yourself and you want it to sound like you're playing live. You can make a tempo map. I'm going to talk about how to do a tempo map in a future episode. What is a tempo map? It's a timekeeper guide track, either an actual scratch track or just a click based on an actual scratch track with tempo variations planned in it. It's like playing with a conductor. With a good conductor, not a less good one, you can create energy, drive, intensity, relaxation, mood shifts, life, reality in your song. How do you do this? Here's the basic idea. Start by taking one instrument. That instrument is going to be your band leader. Maybe it's a guitar or a piano. Even the vocals with tapping or snapping the beat can work for this. If you have good time as a singer, this track becomes your timekeeper track. You're going to get your tempo from it. This is the most basic way to have a tempo map. You can stop here. Use that track as a scratch to record everything else too. If the groove and the energy are good, just use that track as your scratch track. How do you take it one step further? You take this scratch track, then you make a MIDI file of that tempo that you can add a click to. And now everyone that you play with, regardless of whether or not you keep that original timekeeper scratch track, has that feel baked into their performance. Maybe all the instruments are you. Maybe you send this digital file to your bass player friend in Nashville and a drummer in London. It doesn't matter that you are remote or recording instruments in separately because you have the feel baked into this song. You now have a track that matches your performance.